I welcome all of you to night 5. Yes, in the Navratri, this is night 5. There are 9 critical topics about which we are dealing, of course, in the subject of taxation, and we are today on to the 5th topic, 5th night. It is discussion about two things: scope of supply, which is covered in section 7, and section 11, which will talk about exemptions under GST. So is the topic clear to all of you of today's discussion? If I talk about weightages of this topic, जो student के interest की बात होती है, weightages of this topic, in CS professional level, I have seen them asking this for about 10 to 15 marks, minimum 10 and up to 15. So yes, you should be very well prepared with this topic. For CS executive level, I have seen about 3 to 4 marks questions from this, especially scope of supply part. Yes, again for CMA inter, CMA final, about 5 to 10 marks weightage, CA final up to 10 to 15 marks weightage, and CA intermediate, of course, 5 to 8 marks weightage. So this will become a critical topic for all of you. What is supply and what is not supply is discussed in section 7. So we are calling it as scope of supply. Okay, why is supply important? Supply is important because levy depends on, levy means taxable event. Taxable event under GST is supply. Agreed? So in intrastate supply, I mean in CGST, it is intrastate supply. In IGST, it is interstate supply. What matters everywhere is supply. It is supply that is chargeable to GST. So we should check what is supply and what is not supply. This is discussed in section 7 of CGST Act. So Darshan, this will again be not discussed in IGST Act or SGST Act or UTGST Act or GST Compensation to State Act. It is discussed only once, that is in CGST Act. Yes, if I talk about critical sections numbers or critical subsections of section 7, then Chaitanya, it is subsection 1, subsection 1A, subsection 2. That's it. How many? Just 3. Ketki, that A is capital. Okay, section 7, subsection 1A, section 7, subsection 2, and section 7, subsection 1. Clear, all of you? 7.1 is what is supply. Okay, I'll just show it to you like this. See this. Is my screen visible to all of you? Yes. Okay. See this. I am talking about section 7. I am talking about subsection 1, subsection 1A, and subsection 2. Agreed? In 1, I am talking about clauses. I am talking about few clauses. I am talking about clause A, clause B, and clause C. Okay. In 1A, I am talking about it is supply, it is fixed. But whether it's a supply of goods or whether it's supply of services, whether it is supply of goods or whether it is supply of services is discussed in 1A. Now 1A will send you to one schedule. Which is that schedule? That is you all know it is schedule 2. Wonderful, but one small modification to Purushottam and Astha's answer. It is Roman 2. Yes, that's the small modification I would like to make. Yes, correct. Because that matters na, in the exam. Yes, all schedules to any act are Roman numbers. Even chapter numbers are Roman numbers. Yes, so schedule 2. And subsection 2 talks about what is not supply. So what is not supply? What is not supply is discussed in schedule 3. So schedule 3 we also call as negative list. याद आ रहा है? Are you able to recollect these things? Yes, no? Yes, recollect तो हो रहा है आपको. You are able to recollect these things, I am quite sure. Wonderful, wonderful. Then we are talking about A, section 7, subsection 1, clause A. This clause A says, Shraddha, that there should be activity, and that activity should be, you know, that there should be a business activity and it should be for consideration. So what should happen? There should be business activity, and that business activity should be for consideration. Agreed? That business activity should be for consideration. Is it clear to all of you? Yes. What about B clause? What is B clause? B clause says that there should be import of services. Yes, there should be import of services. Now important point is, it may not be for the purpose of business, but it should be for consideration. So what is absent, what is present? What is present? It should be first of all import of services. In this, what is present is consideration. It should be for consideration. Agreed? And it may or may not be for the purpose of business. Okay. So only consideration is important criteria. It could be business or it could be personal. It doesn't matter. Agreed? And then friends, C clause. What is C clause? C clause is that the activities as mentioned in, you have to connect this with schedule 1. Activities as mentioned in schedule 1, they may not be for consideration. So consideration may be absent. Consideration may be absent. Agreed? They are deemed to be supply. Yes. They are deemed to be supply even if they are without consideration. Chaitanya, are all subsections clear? Okay. Understand. Clear na till this point? So we are talking about, just let's minimize it. We are talking about 3 sections. 1, 1A, 2. In 1, we are talking about 3 clauses. A, B, C. Agreed? Now in this overall structure, we are talking about 3 schedules. Which schedules? Schedule 1, Schedule 2, Schedule 3. Schedule 1 is some activities are called as supply even if there is no consideration. So how many activities are there in this particular schedule? You remember? Very good. There are 4 activities in this schedule. So can I tell you 4 activities? The first activity is, it should be permanent transfer or disposal of business asset on which ITC is availed. Means what has happened? There is a software company which has, say, 10 computers which are not being used. But tell me friends, when this software company purchased these computers, did it claim ITC at that time? Of course, yes, it claimed ITC at that time. Now, government presumed that this software company will continuously keep on using these computers for their business. But what did this software company do? They donate these computers. They donated these computers. So now, donating these computers means they have disposed of without consideration. It is permanent transfer or disposal of such asset on which ITC had been availed. Isn't it? Ketki, this is called as supply, even if consideration is absent. So will you all be able to recollect this point in the exam? Yes. Secondly, we had discussed this point few days, 1-2 days back. Holding company is sending goods to subsidiary company. Can I say holding and subsidiary are related to each other? As per this definition of related persons given in CGST Act section 15 explanation, yes, they are related. Now this is called as supply, even if holding company is just sending goods to subsidiary. Miss Ved, holding company is just sending goods to subsidiary. Still this is called as supply. Another example of this is Bank of Maharashtra's branch in Pune is giving some services to branch in Udupi, one city in Karnataka. Is it supply? Yes, it is supply, because this particular schedule, this particular paragraph also talks about any supply between distinct persons. What is the meaning of word distinct persons? Distinct person means different persons, separate entities under GST but having same PAN. Wonderful, wonderful. So yes, Bank of Maharashtra, throughout India all branches will have same PAN, but one is in Maharashtra and one is in Karnataka. So GST numbers will be different. Agreed, no? Yes. So it will be called as supply. So friends, any branch transfers to own branch in another state will be called as supply. But Darshan, Prachi, this particular activity, this is para 2 going on of schedule 1. It has a proviso. What proviso it has? Whenever employer give gift to employee, it is not supply. Now actually friends, employer employee are relatives for the purpose of GST. Employer employee are relatives for purpose of GST. But if employer give gifts to employee, the value of which is not exceeding rupees 50,000, शायद किसी ने 5,000 बोला ना, हाँ मुझे वो सब मेरा ध्यान है. यस, वो हम इनकम फ्रॉम सैलरी की बात नहीं कर रहे. वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट इनकम फ्रॉम सैलरी. We are talking about proviso in para 2 of schedule 1, 50,000 rupees. by an employer to an employee. If it is exceeding 50, it will be supply. If value is less than 50,000, it is not supply. Is it clear to all of you? I'll tell you one example. I am employer, you are employee. I give you some gift. I give you motor vehicle of 5 lakh rupees at the time of Diwali as bonus. Is it supply? Yes, because value is exceeding rupees 50,000 in aggregate by an employer to an employee during a financial year. But to another employee who has just joined, I gave a gold ring. That gold ring is worth 35,000. Is it supply? No, it is not supply. Agreed? Because value is not exceeding 50,000. Mind you, it should be 50,000 aggregate during the year by one employer to one employee. Very good, very good. Just follow every point. See to it that you follow all the points, because I am going to talk today all important points from section 7 and section 11. Don't lose focus at any point of time. Yes, very good, wonderful. Then friends, next point, activity number 3. Activity number 3 is what? It is in para 3, principal sending goods to agent or agent sending goods to principal. You know, this valuation we have seen in rule 29 and valuation for the earlier point we had seen in rule 28. Yes, wonderful. आप जब ये relation लगा पाओगे ना, when you will be able to connect these points, you will feel very happy. How the connection is going on, that will make you feel happy, and that will give you hold over the subject actually. Okay, means it is not for time being you understood something and forgot it. It's not like that. When principal send goods to agent, just sends goods to agent. When he is sending goods to agent, it is supply as per para 3, yes, of schedule 1, read with section 7 subsection 1 clause C of CGST Act. But there is no value to it. There is no inbuilt value to it, because he is just sending the goods. So value will be derived from rule 29. Now why rule 29? Rule 29 because transaction value is not there. When misread, transaction value is not there, then you have to go to subsection 4 of section 15, which says that do the valuation according to CGST rules, and rule 27 to 35. Rule 27 to 35 talks about valuation in case of, yes, GST. So here rule 29 talks about principal and agent. Agreed? All of you? Very good. More students joining in with camera. If you join in with camera, then your name will be taken and you will be literally connected in this session totally, because I have set such a mode on my screen that only those with camera I can see. Means others, even boxes, I cannot see. So in short, if all of you switch off camera, then I can see only myself. Agreed, na? So those only without camera I cannot see. Means even their attendance I cannot see. Right? Got the point, na? Wonderful, wonderful. Now last clause, friends, where institutes have been asking question. Yes, what is the last clause? Import of service. You will say import of service is already covered. Why again you have? Again you have because this is import of service, wonderful Ankush, without consideration. But other conditions to be satisfied are that without consideration acceptable, no problem. But it should be for course or furtherance of business, and it should be import from related person or from own establishment outside India. Very good. It should be from own establishment outside India. Agreed? So what example I had given you? Ketki, HSBC Global. HSBC Global is giving service to HSBC's branch in India. So HSBC's branch in India is importing a service from own establishment outside India in course of business. It is supply. Understand government's logic. Government's logic is very simple, that consumption of this service is happening in India, right? That's why it is termed as supply. Is it agreed, all of you? Who has joined? Rajat has joined. Is it Rajat? Yes. Hi Rajat. Rajat, CA Inter, Darshan, CS Professional, Miss Ved, I forgot. Sahana, CS Professional. Okay, CA Inter. Have you learned from me? Ankush, CA Inter. Prachi, CS Executive. Prachi. Oh, Darshan is CS Executive. Okay. Recorded batch students I never understand. Right, no? Because I never see you. Purushottam CS Professional, Chaitanya CS Professional, Astha CS Professional, Shraddha CS Executive, Kashish CA Inter, right? Yes, Sana, right. Chalo, understood till this point? Shall we go ahead? Yes. So section 7, subsection 1, I hope is clear. Okay. Now going to section 7, subsection 1A. When it is a supply, whether it is supply of goods or supply of service, in some cases where there could have been ambiguity, confusion, there could have been ambiguity. So government says refer our schedule 2. In schedule 2 we will tell you in confusing cases whether it's supply of goods or supply of services. So Rajat, what is restaurant? In restaurant food is served, so it is a supply of service. What is works contract? Works contract is again a supply of service. Wonderful. So like this, wherever there could have been any ambiguity, that ambiguity is done away by the government in their schedule 2. We already discussed construction. Construction is a supply of service. Okay, we already discussed that day. When already constructed flat is sold, it is neither supply of goods nor supply of services. Yes, all these things are getting clear to you all? Very good. Author allowing his content to be used by publisher is of course supply of service. Customizing a software, upgrading a software, maintaining a software is again a supply of service. Okay, where transfer of title in goods is involved, of course it is supply of goods. When letting out or hiring of goods is done, hiring of machine is done, it is a supply of service. So you will be able to understand this. Okay, few important cases I would like to tell you. a entity's owner, means say director of company, is allotting computer of company or laptop of company to be used by his daughter, this is a supply of service. Do you remember this example being given? Yes. Wonderful. Friends, when any business is stopped, and registration is cancelled, then whatever goods are remaining at the end, then those goods are deemed to be supply of goods. Okay, unless that particular entity is being sold as a going concern, or there is a legal representative who will leave that, who will continue that entity. Agreed? All of you agreed? Got it? Yes. So this is what I wanted to discuss in schedule number 2. Section 7, subsection 2 talks about certain activities, neither supply of goods nor supply of services. Certain activities, neither supply of goods nor supply of services. Those are given in schedule 3. So schedule 3 activities are very simple. Can there be GST applied when employee gives this service to employer? There cannot be GST, it is given in schedule 3. Whatever services are given by member of parliament, member of legislative assembly, MP, MLA services, is it supply? No. A burial, funeral services, not a supply. Friends, tell me, actionable claim is not a supply, but which actionable claim is a supply? Which actionable claim is a supply? Very good. Lottery, betting, gambling is a supply. Wonderful. Yes, means Astha, what is said in schedule 3 is actionable claim, means in negative list what is kept? Actionable claim, but other than lottery, betting, gambling. In short, lottery, betting, gambling is supply. Wonderful, wonderful. So I hope you will be in position to do schedule 3. And telling you one more thing in schedule 3, which we already discussed, sale of land or sale of building is not supply. But of course, if the building is sold while in construction stage, it is a supply of service. Agreed? Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. Very good. हमें बस टेक्निकल में जाना है, बाकी कुछ नहीं. We have to technically remember all the things. I am sure those who have done batch with us, you know, along with section, subsection, आपको schedule 1 के paras भी याद है. I am quite sure about that. So it has to be in so much depth. Okay, of course, then it will be simple. Okay, so I think with this we can conclude schedule 1, and we can conclude schedule 2, schedule 3 and section 7. Can we conclude overall section 7? Scope of supply? Yes. Now friends, we will go to section 11, your favorite section 11. Yes, Prachi is smiling. क्यों 11 नहीं अच्छा लगता? 11 क्या मतलब? You have to what? Try to remember the things logically in section 11. Yes, exemptions under GST. Hello everyone, Anuja is saying something. There may be minor disturbance. Okay, my baby is trying to steal my phone. क्या क्या होता रहता है क्लास में? Okay, okay. Steal means what is happening exactly? Exemption? Okay, okay. लॉकडाउन में बहुत अच्छे से कराया था आपने. अच्छा मुझे भी याद नहीं है. What did we do in lockdown? We studied exemption in lockdown, is it? देखो कौन सी बैच का किसको क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा पता नहीं. मैं तो बैच लेके भूल जाता हूँ. अच्छा फर्स्ट लॉकडाउन. अच्छा गुड 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 गुड. मतलब बैच का थोड़ा बहुत तो फायदा होता है. रोज लेते थे आप दोपहर को. ओके गुड गुड गुड. थैंक यू फॉर. वो नॉस्टैल्जिक हो गया मैं. लॉकडाउन के दिन याद आ गए. ओके फाइन फाइन. चलो गुड. So friends, now let's go to section 11. Okay, I hope कुछ अब disturbance नहीं है वहाँ पे. What I am saying is in section 11 you do it smartly. We have already solved many questions on that, right? So हम क्या करेंगे? What we'll do? We'll discuss few exemptions, then we'll do mixed bag questions of section 7 and some exemptions. Question here is one of the student is asking question. मुझे नाम नहीं दिख रहा है स्टूडेंट का, but question is how to remember section 11 by taking bit involvement. Means I will tell you whatever problems we have done in the class. If you remember those problems, means थोड़ा उस केस को पर्सनली लो. Take those cases personally. Try to remember those cases. Automatically you will remember these exemptions. Means with examples only. Okay, and what is logic behind any exemption? Logic is we are doing GST indirect tax, right? So burden is on the end consumer. So wherever burden on the end consumer had to reduce, government has given exemption. For example, public washrooms. I am giving you awkward example. Public washrooms. There are paid public washrooms. Now you cannot increase the price for this. You cannot. It's a very basic utility service. So you will have to keep it GST free. Agreed? So it is exempted. Okay. Something like Pradhana Mantri Jana Dhana Yojana. Under that there is an insurance scheme. Now that is given just for 330 rupees. Now logic behind this of government is not to earn any profit. So government says let every Indian citizen have insurance under this particular scheme. So when government wants to keep its price least, government will say exempt it. So इस logic से पढ़ो. You read any exemption which we have either done in class or not done in class. You read it with this logic. Price for the end consumer should be reduced. When that is the thought process, government will bring it into exemptions. And I will tell you, exemptions are only for services. I mean, in your syllabus, not for goods. So you should do exemptions of services only. See, not every service given by government is exempted. Example, I always tell in the class, speed post service. Logic देखो आपका ऐसा logic है. How the logic is, speed post service. And if I utter some Hindi words, okay, then also every student should be assured they are not missing anything, because every content point I am telling in English. Okay, so those who understand Hindi for sure understand English, but those who understand English may not understand Hindi. But anyways, every academic point I am saying in English. So here and there if Hindi words I utter, don't feel bad. Means don't feel missed out. What I was telling you, speed post service. Speed post service is given by Department of Post. Department of Post is run by Union of India. So is it exempt or is it taxable? What do you think? The speed post services are exempt or taxable? Very good, Astha. Very good. All are aware that they are taxable. Wonderful. Because their competitor is speed post. Now friends, if they get exemption speed post services are kept in exemption, then most of the citizens of India will use speed post services against courier services. It's as good as creating monopoly for speed post. क्या गवर्नमेंट कर सकता है? कैन गवर्नमेंट डू दिस? उनके हाथ में टैक्स के राइट्स है. So if they exempt their own service, then it will be a threat to others in the same industry. So can they have this pricing advantage? Answer is no, it's not correct. That's why it is not exempted. So I just want to make you aware of the fact that the logic behind exemptions. I want to make you aware of that fact. It's not that every government service is exempted. It all depends on which service it is. Agreed? Okay. Is every service of welfare exempted? Probably no. Then by that logic, life insurance and all services would have been always exempted. They are not always exempted. Even though run by Life Insurance Corporation of India, they are not exempted. Otherwise we wouldn't have learnt valuation. Na? We learnt valuation for life insurance services. That day in rules, we wouldn't have learned that it is taxable. Every service of bank, is it exempt? No. Okay, so now let's go to what you can say. So sector wise, let's go and try to understand. First sector I am covering is healthcare. Healthcare services. Can I cover healthcare services? Friends, in healthcare services, I have to understand the word paramedics, medical practitioners, clinical establishments, whatever services they give in recognized system of medicines. Always what is to be understood is critical words in the exemptions. Okay, understanding exemptions under GST is not only about understanding GST, it is about understanding that particular industry. So if you check at your CS professional level, the topic is industry specific analysis. Okay, so understand, if I talk about healthcare service, then I have to understand words. Okay, which services are exempted? Diagnosis. Okay, not only treatment but diagnosis also. Means if MRI scan is done, it's a very expensive thing. MRI scan, that will not be chargeable to GST because it is diagnosis. Blood test, not be taxable to GST. Full body checkup, not taxable to GST. Everything falls in category of diagnosis. याद रहेगा आपको, diagnosis is not taxable, means diagnosis is exempt. Care is exempt. Care is exempt means what? Care is exempt means that particular service is not towards treating the disease, but it is just a care. Okay, that care will reduce the pain, may not cure the disease, but it will reduce the pain. Now that is also exempted. Blood bank service is also exempted. Ambulance service is also exempted. Are you getting what all is exempted? And of course treatment is exempted. So all these things are exempted. Okay, food, service of food given to patients who are admitted in the hospital, that is also exempted. For your November/December exams, even the room charges collected from patients, even that is exempted, irrespective of the amount. Okay, but these medical services or healthcare services should be by taking recognized system of medicines. Recognized system of medicines means allopathy, yoga, Ayurveda, homeopathy, Unani. Okay, so there could be some alternative healing techniques. Alternative healing techniques like Reiki, pranic healing. Services, healthcare services with help of Reiki, pranic healing will continue to be taxable. Agreed? Yoga is used as medicine, so that will become, yes, that will become exempt. There is a medical yoga, yes, that will become exempt. Now, what is not covered in healthcare? What is not covered in healthcare is cosmetic or plastic surgery or hair transplant. But if cosmetic plastic surgery / hair transplant is done, okay, it is done in traumatic situations or to restore anatomy of body caused due to congenital defects, then it will continue to be exempt. Is it clear? You must be recollecting examples also which you have done. Okay, so what Anuja is asking, while getting discharged we receive an invoice with tax. Is it really, Anuja? No, it won't be happening. You again check it. No, on doctor's consultation for sure there is no GST. If you have got invoice with GST, you send me. We will see what it is exactly. No, Ketki, there is no tax on equipment and room charges. Sorry. You please send me, Anuja. It would be, I don't know what it would be. You just send it to me. We will check what it is. Okay. So for sure there is no GST on any health care service. Be assured about that. Clear, all of you? Can I go to second? And just remember that vet's service, you know, veterinary clinic, dogs, cats, basically for treating animals, right? Their services are also exempt. Agreed? Chalo. After healthcare service, second we are doing is services given by charitable trusts. Do you remember services given by charitable trusts? Charitable trust should be the one which is registered under Income Tax Act, and it should be giving charitable activity. Yes, 12 double A double capital A. Yes. And it should be engaged in charitable activities. There are 4 charitable activities. Only and only if engaged in any of those 4 charitable activities, then that service is exempt. Not any other activity. So it could be education for orphan children, it could be preservation of environment, yes, it could be healthcare. Agreed? All these services done by charitable trust will be exempt. Yes, how many activities are there? Charitable activities? 4. What else I want to tell you is, a charitable trust giving coaching in sports, charitable trust giving coaching in sports is exempt. Anuja, turn off the mic if you have your mobile. Purushottam understood? Charitable trust giving charitable activities is exempt? Yes. Then charitable trust giving coaching in sports is exempt, I told you. Do you remember? Can I repeat 4 services once again? Okay. Repeat and once again is same, na? Okay. I'll repeat. Just kidding. So help me, all of you help me. One is healthcare service given by charitable trust. Second is education to orphan, abandoned. Third is, yes, preservation of environment and advancement of religion. These are the 4 activities. And one more allied point I told you. What allied point I told you? That engaged in coaching of sports. Yes, that's not a charitable activity, but allied point I told you. Engaged in coaching of sports will be exempt. Did you all understand? Wonderful. Now, next what I want to tell you is renting of precincts of a religious or charitable religious trust, precincts of temple of a religious trust, that is exempt. Okay, but exemption does not apply if renting of room is happening where the charges are, yes, exceeding rupees, or actually they are 1000 or more. Yes, they should be 1000 or more. So Ankush, I will just say 1000 or more. No, not more than 1000. I think 1000 or more per day. Secondly, if shop is given on rent, then if rent per month is 10,000 or more, then it is taxable. And finally, if any Kalyan Mandapam, Kalyan Mandapam, or any community hall or any premises of that temple is let out and the rent is 25,000 or more per day, right? What example I had given you, you remember? Shore temples region, some premises on Shore temple in Mahabalipuram was let out to the couple in the movie Two States. So if the rent charged from them was 25,000 or more, it is taxable. Otherwise it is exempt. Yeah, I shared a picture. Is it okay? Right. I shared a picture which I had clicked. Right. Perfect. Good. So I think everything I should share a picture. It will become easy. Okay, good. So you understood, no? On our batch, on our group, WhatsApp group, I had shared few more things with you, like airline ticket, to discuss with you place of supply. So let's see, we try to keep on making it practical more and more. It is very practical subject. I told you that anywhere you go you can observe GST, and I'm sure you all must have observed it. Yes. What are you saying, Rajat? Yes. Composite suppliers pick I had shared. Which one? I forgot. In the Udupi batch. Okay. Yes. Right. I had shared with you the pick of a stationery shop. That stationery shop had opted for composition levy. Right. Exactly. Yes. So you also keep on observing. You will see GST at many places. Like Anuja told us about that bill. Acha. You should not disclose such things, Kashish. I'm just kidding. You can. Okay. You are eager, right? So you please get to know the procedure, Kashish, and see what all compliances have to be done. You will have to put a board at your shop, and you will have to make a document called as bill of supply. Okay, chalo. We'll go ahead. So which else service we have to revise? You tell me. Do you remember, very important, education service? Probably most important, education service. Someone is saying something. Sir, exemption amount for community hall. Oh, what is the exemption amount for community hall? I think I said by mistake 25,000. Is it? But it's not 25,000. It is 10,000 or more. Yes, Siddhi, absolutely correct. I was telling you in my mind that example was running. In that example, it was 25,000. Yes, actually it is 10,000 or more. Please rectify it. Yes, for community hall, Kalyan Mandapam, it is 10,000 or more. Yes, wonderful. Go to education service. Education institutes have to be first understood. Right? Not all are education institutes. Agreed, no? There is a definition of education institutes that we have to first understand. See this. First of all, which all are education institutes? That's my question. So education institutes means those who are providing coaching in pre-education, yes, preschool education or education up to higher secondary, that is 10 plus 2. In short, in very simple language, nursery school, kindergarten, okay, then first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12th till 12th standard. So this is the first category of education institutions. Which is second category of education institutions? Second category of education institutions is those who are providing any type of degree but which should be recognized by law in India. Yes? So basically colleges. Okay, recognized by law in India is very important. And lastly, friends, those who are providing diploma, which is approved vocational course. So all only and only these three types of education are covered. Only and only institutes or entities giving any of these three types of educations can be called as education institutions. And friends, critical point is outward supply by them is exempt and certain supply given to them is exempt. So certain supply given by them is exempt, certain supply given to them is exempt. In short, their outward supply is also exempt and to some extent their inward supply is also exempt. Agreed to what I am saying? Now see, which type of outward supply by them is exempt? Any type of facilities given to students, staff and faculties is exempt. Facilities given to students, staff and faculties. Do you remember that outward supply is exempt, which is given to students, faculty and staff? And which inward supply is exempt? See this. So I have done a summary here. Summary of inward supply by education institution which is exempt. You will find it on row number 399. You have to remember 5 things. But out of 5 things, when I talk about transportation of students, faculty, staff, means that inward supply of transporting students, faculty and staff. Second, catering service. And third, security services, cleaning services and housekeeping services. So friends, these three inward supply are exempt only for first category of education institutions. In short, only for schools. Yes, in India, if you remember, schooling is till 12th standard. Then this will be simple for you to understand. And while writing answer in the exam, you will write preschool including up to higher secondary school. Agreed? Fourth service, conduct of exam is exempt for all three education institutions. Wonderful. And online journal supply is also inward service which will be exempt, yes, when given to that second type of education institutes, that is colleges. Agreed? So you have to compulsorily remember this systematically. Okay, understood? So friends, we have done very important service of education institutions, education services. Before that we did healthcare service. Before that we did, yes, services by charitable trusts. And before that we have done today scope of supply. So what I am suggesting you is, let's do 2 to 3 questions based on this. Okay, chalo, let's go to questions based on this. Daily you are checking now the notes. I am daily updating. Yes, no one is asking me doubt, means I am updating. If okay, if I don't update, what happens? I get a lot of WhatsApp. Easiest to update. Okay, chalo. So see this questions for section 11. You can see the question. These are what questions I have selected are actually very typical questions. Means you will say we are solving them again, same questions we had done in class. But even if I sit for taking out new questions, they are typically these questions only, with change in figures and names. So if I at any point of time want to connect with section 11, these are the best examples. So see the first one. MTCT, entity registered under 12AA of Income Tax Act, has furnished you following information with respect to activities undertaken by it. You are required to compute its GST liability from the information given below. Okay, I was just checking whether today's session is being recorded. Yes, it is being recorded. So your lazy friends need to be given recordings now. Okay, see. see. Fees charged for yoga camp. This yoga camp falls in category of it falls in category of charitable activity. Yes, so it is exempt. रिकॉर्डेड वाले स्टूडेंट्स को बुरा लगा क्या? लेजी कहा तो मुझे व्हाट्सअप करो जिसको बुरा लगा, जो रिकॉर्डिंग देख रहा है एंड यू फेल्ट ऑफेंस, यू व्हाट्सएप मी. आई विल आस्क यू द रीजन फॉर नॉट अटेंडिंग लाइव. हिम्मत है तो मुझे व्हाट्सएप करो. ओके, चलो देखते. अमाउंट रिसीव्ड फॉर एडवांसमेंट ऑफ educational program relating to abandoned, orphaned or homeless children. This is also exempt. This is also charitable activity. So friends, understood what is happening? With this example, automatically you could recollect all 4 charitable activities. Amount received for renting of commercial property owned by trust. Obviously it is taxable. Then payment made for services received from service provider located in England for purpose of providing charitable activities. What I told you is, this is not outward supply, this is inward supply, and such type of inward supply, thankfully for charitable trust, is exempted. This is exempted not as per the notification under CGST, but exempted as per notification in IGST. What notification we are checking right now is notification number 12/2017. ऐसे ना एग्जाम में शाइनिंग मारो 12/2017. Remember this notification number and then just put that in the solution. No? This is 12/2017. Which one I am talking about? CT, Central Tax. Whatever we discussed till now, so many exemptions, they are under 12/2017. Got it, Rajat, the point? Yes. So, and this point, this is under integrated tax exemption notification, this point. Yes. And then what about amount received for activities relating to preservation of forest and wildlife? This is also exempted. In short, in this case, what becomes taxable is only 35 lakhs. And on that 35 lakhs, you please charge tax at 18%. Ensure that what it is said is GST has been charged separately wherever applicable. Agreed? Yes. Final answer will be 6,30,000. If it is including GST, then what you would have done? Then you would have done 35 lakhs is equal to 118. So 18 is what? Yes, if you do 100 upon 118, you will get the value. If you do 18 upon 118, you will get the tax. But right now, no complication. 35 lakhs is the value. Agreed, all of you? Yes, no? Yes. Chalo, good, good. Go to third question and tell me what happens. VHB entity registered as religious trust under section 12AA of Income Tax Act has furnished you the following information with regard to activities undertaken by it. You are required to calculate its value of taxable supply from information given below. What happens with renting of room where charges are 500 per day? It is exempt. Very good. Renting of rooms where charges are 1500 per day, taxable because it is 1000 or more per day. Renting of community hall where charges are 25,000 per day, so it is taxable because it is 10,000 or more per day. Renting of Kalyan Mandapam where charges are 5,000 per day, it is exempt. Renting of shops for business where charges are 15,000 per month, it is taxable because it is 10,000 or more per month. And finally, renting of shops for business where charges are 5,000 per month. What happens with this? This is exempt. Why it is exempt? Because it is not 10,000 or more per month. What's your final assessable value? 26,50,000. Wonderful, wonderful. All of you got it? Comfortable? Yes, sir. Wonderful. Then friends, going ahead, see this Fortune Limited's question. It is a registered taxable person Question number 10 of Fortune Limited on page number 4. It is a registered taxable person and provides following information relating to services for month of November 2020. One is running a boarding school. So what did we discuss? Running a boarding school will be an activity which is exempt. Will it be exempt completely? Yes. Why it will be exempt completely? Even though there is a facility of meal, food, accommodation, every facility is there in this, still it will be exempt. Because what's the main supply? What's the principal supply? Principal supply is of education. Agreed, all of you? Shall we go ahead? Wonderful. So 28 lakhs will be exempt. Education services for obtaining qualification recognized by law of foreign country. This will be taxable because it is law of foreign country. Conducting private tuitions, obviously taxable. Conducting modular employable skill course approved by NCVT. This is that third category of education institution. So outward supply given by them will be exempt. Fees from prospective employees for campus interview. It is of course taxable. And renting of furnished flat for temporary stay to different persons. It is also taxable. What's the final answer? Is the final answer 36,80,000? The above receipts are exclusive of GST. Very good. So 36,80,000 is final answer, and GST on that at 18% is 6,62,400. Wonderful, wonderful. Getting it now, all of you? Friends, next. XYZ Limited is engaged in providing various services to educational institutions. To educational institution means what? For education institutions, it is an inward supply. Yes. And they furnish you the following information for month of April 2020. You are requested to determine value of taxable supply and GST payable if all charges are exclusive of GST. One is renting of immovable property to higher secondary school. What I have seen, usually students get emotional. They say exempt. No. How many services inward supply? How many inward suppliers are exempted? 5. Which are those 5? One is transportation. Second is catering. Third is housekeeping. Fourth is conduct of exams. And fifth is, yes, what is fifth? Fifth is online journal. So did you see anywhere renting? So renting continues to be taxable. Understood or not? Yes, no? Please tax it. Renting of immovable property to commercial coaching center. What happens with this? This is also taxable. Transportation services provided to students of higher secondary school. So, inward supply of transportation to higher secondary school is exempt. Outdoor catering services provided to education institutions running approved vocational courses. Mind you, friends, it is taxable. I'm just reading everyone's answer. So let me tell Chaitanya, it is taxable because yes, see, catering services are exempt only when given to the first category of education institutions. Did you observe that, Chaitanya? Yes, very good. Then security services provided to a pre-nursery school, it will be exempt because such services provided for any schools. Housekeeping and cleaning services provided in a college, it is taxable because those are exempt only if provided to schools. Are you getting it, Ankush? Did you understand? Yes. Fine. Then conduct of exam of ICI. Conduct of exam to any education institute is exempt. And ICI, ICSI, ICMAI, all are education institutions. Because they are giving a degree recognized by law in India. Placement services provided to ICSI, of course, taxable. You cannot see such inward supply being exempt. Development of course content of ICMAI institute, it is again taxable. And training of staff of higher secondary school, it is also taxable because no such inward supply is exempt. Now find out on your calci what is the final answer of value of taxable supply. 39,62,500 is value of taxable supply, and find out GST on it at 18%. Yes, 7,13,250. Did you all understand? Yes. जो भी आज है यहाँ पे उनको बोलो compulsorily what is tomorrow's agenda. Tomorrow's agenda, you know, is profits and gains from business or profession. Please attend. Okay, obviously my CA inter students are going to attend. Should CS professional students also attend? Yes. Sometimes, you know, they ask you bouncer questions, the questions which you feel are bouncer. Or some of my CS students are asking me ki what is difference between 44 AD, 44 AE, 44 AB tax audit, what it is. So all these things will get clear to you tomorrow. So please do attend tomorrow's session, all of you. It's going to be intense session of 3 hours of PGBP. And of course, important for exec also, CS professional also, CA intermediate also. You cannot avoid PGBP in any level, any course. So for everyone, it will become very critical. Do attend. Okay. Next question. So before the break, last question. Okay. Last question before break. See this. Wellbeing Nursing Home has received the following amounts in month of November in lieu of various services rendered by it in the same month. You are required to determine its GST liability for November from the details furnished below. 1. Palliative care for terminally ill patients at patient's home. What happens with palliative care for terminally ill patients? It is a health care service. So that health care service is exempt. Yes. Services provided by cord blood bank unit. So I told you even services by blood bank are exempted. Hair transplant service. Hair transplant service is straightforward, taxable. It does not fall in definition of healthcare service. Clear? Ambulance services to transport critically ill patients from various locations to nursing home, it is exempt. Yes, naturopathy treatment naturopathy treatment is, you know, recognized system of medicine, so it will be exempt. Plastic surgery, but to restore anatomy of child, it will be exempt. Usually plastic surgery is taxable, but it is for restoring the anatomy of child, so it will become exempt. It will fall in definition of health care. Pranic healing treatments, and they are telling you, you're not expected to know, they are telling you that such treatment is not recognized system of medicine, so it is of course taxable. And mortuary services will fall prachi in negative list. Okay, so it does not fall in exemption. I told you na that funeral burial, it falls in that particular negative list, hence it is not taxable. Effect is same but not taxable, you will say, as per schedule 3. So friends, what's your final answer? 2.2 crores, because 1 crore of hair transplant and 1.2 crores of pranic healing, so 2 crore 20 lakhs, because all above amounts were exclusive of GST. So 2 crore 20 lakhs. On that, check GST at 18%, 39 lakh 60,000. Very good. So did you all understand till this point whatever we discussed? All of you, for sure. Any doubt in section 7 or section 11 read with notification number 12/2017 CT? Till now what we discussed? No. Very good, very good. Nicely, till 10:45 take break. In break, don't go and sleep, otherwise you'll sleep for 7-8 hours. Okay, and your name will go in the name of lazy students who watch recordings. So no, keep your good name intact, watch the live batch, come back at 10:45. Okay, PM only, now only, after 15 minutes. Chalo, bye bye.